So, have you all adjusted to the new world of Zoom? Yeah? Me neither. You see, when I first got introduced to this whole Zoom thing, I thought it was like Star Trek. I was like, beam me up, Scotty. I was ready for intergalactic travel, but all I got was, well, let's just say it was less Star Trek and more Lost in Space. And don't even get me started on the virtual backgrounds. I thought, hey, let's spice things up a bit. So I picked this tropical beach scene. I swear I was going for James Bond on vacation. But with my internet speed, it was more man getting swallowed by a digital tsunami. My boss pops in and he's like, "Are you at the beach?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just drowning in my living room, typical Tuesday." Then there's the accidental camera on fiasco. Now we've all been there, right? You're in your natural habitat thinking you're invisible to the world and then, boom, you're the star of the show and not in a good way. Take my buddy, for example, let's call him Bob. Classic Bob, always a stickler for comfort. One day, we're in a serious business meeting discussing spreadsheets or synergies or something equally thrilling. Bob, sitting there all professional, decides it's a brilliant time for a stretch. He stands up, revealing his secret identity. No, not a mild-mannered accountant. Instead, he's sporting superhero boxers, complete with a cape. Yes, a cape, on his boxers. The entire office got a front-row seat to Bob's transformation into Captain Underpants. Oh, the gasps, the laughter, the screenshots. Within seconds, Bob's blush matched the vibrant red of his underpants, and his face? It looked like he'd just seen a ghost, or maybe the reflection of his boxers on the screen. Now, you'd think after such an incident Bob would have learned his lesson. But no, this is classic Bob we're talking about. Couple of weeks later, there he is again, munching on a sandwich during a presentation. The crunching sound was so loud, we could practically taste the pickles. And who could forget the grand finale? During a somber moment of silence for a departed client, Bob, thinking he was off-screen, started an enthusiastic round of air guitar. It was like seeing Slash at a funeral. Now Bob's not alone in this. We've all had our moments. There was the time I gave a rousing speech to my team, only to realize my mic was off. Or when our boss tried to share her screen and instead, we were treated to her online shopping cart full of novelty socks. It's a wild, wild Zoom world out there, folks. And in this world, Bob is a hero. A hero who reminds us to always double-check our cameras. A hero who brings laughter in the dullest of meetings. He's the hero we neither needed nor wanted. But hey, at least he keeps things interesting. Pets and kids are the real stars of Zoom, aren't they? They're the ones who bring life to our monotonous conference calls. They have a knack for making an appearance at the most inconvenient times, don't they? Take my cat, for example. Fluffy, the feline diva, decided to take a stroll on my keyboard during a crucial meeting. And would you believe it? With a swift paw stroke, she somehow managed to assign herself as the meeting host. I was left pleading, "Fluffy stinker, please don't boot anyone out, that's the CEO on the line. And kids, oh, they're a whole different ball game." A colleague of mine was presenting this complex financial report when his toddler waltzed in, wearing nothing but a diaper and a cape. The kid takes one look at the screen, points at the pie chart and declares, "I want cake." I mean, who can argue with that logic? Or how about the time my neighbor's dog decided to join our brainstorming session? There we were discussing market strategies when suddenly we hear this loud woof. We all jumped, thinking it was some new disruptive marketing tactic. But no, it was just Fido, expressing his disdain for our lack of innovative ideas. I swear that dog has a better understanding of business than most of us. And so, in this realm of virtual meetings, our pets and kids are the unexpected heroes, the comic relief in our daily grind. They bring a whole new meaning to bring your pet to work day, don't they? And as for me, I'm just hoping Fluffy doesn't decide to give me the pink slip next time. I'm like, "Fluffy, please don't fire anyone." I attended a Zoom yoga session. Now let me tell you, this was no ordinary stretch and bend affair. Picture this, 20-something screens filled with folks trying to find their inner peace while fighting with their outer space. Now, yoga is supposed to be this serene, calming experience, right? Well, not on Zoom, my friends. It's more like a comedy of errors. You're mentally preparing yourself for the warrior pose, and then bam, you're hit with a sea of derrieres floating on your screen. It's like a pop-up book of butts that nobody asked for. And then there's always that one person, the one who can't figure out camera angles for the life of them. Instead of their yoga mat, all you see is their forehead, a shiny beacon in a sea of downward dogs. But the best part? the instructor's soothing voice trying to guide you into a meditative state while you're too busy trying not to laugh at Forehead San's struggle. "Breathe in, breathe out," she says, and I'm like, "Lady, I can't breathe, I'm laughing so hard." And remember, it's not just you watching them, they're watching you too. So while you're chuckling at Forehead San, someone is probably giggling at your cat doing the corpse pose in the background. So there you have it, folks. Zoom yoga. It's like a game of Twister, but with more butts and less dignity. Namaste, Forehead San. Ever get Zoom fatigue? Your eyes glaze over and the speaker's words turn into a dull hum as you nod off into a world of your own. Suddenly the Zoom call isn't a meeting anymore, it's a window into people's lives. You start analyzing the room decor behind the talking heads. You're not just a colleague or a friend now, oh no, you're Sherlock Holmes, on the hunt for clues about your fellow Zoomers' secret lives. Take John, for instance. He's got a jungle's worth of plants behind him. Is he an undercover botanist? Or maybe a part-time jungle explorer? Or could it be that he's just a plant hoarder? You never know. And then, there's Linda. She's got a dozen cats slinking around in the background. Is she a secret cat whisperer? Or does she run a feline boot camp in her spare time? Perhaps she's amassing an army of cats to take over the world. Catastrophic, isn't it? And don't even get me started on Kevin. His background is filled with Star Wars memorabilia. Is he a Jedi in training, or maybe he's secretly Darth Vader? The Force is strong with this one. Zoom fatigue transforms into an imaginative spree, where each room is a new story, each background a new adventure. Who knew that a boring Zoom call could transport you into so many different worlds? But alas, the daydreaming comes to an abrupt halt when you hear your name. You snap back to reality, scrambling to remember what the meeting was about. You mutter something about synergy and hope no one noticed your little escapade. So the next time you find yourself drifting off on a Zoom call, take a moment to appreciate the hidden stories behind each square. After all, it's not every day you get to imagine your colleagues as jungle explorers, cat army generals, or secret Jedis. But remember, while it's fun to speculate, don't jump into conclusions. Linda might just be a cat lover, not necessarily plotting a feline world domination, or is she starting a cat army? Then there's the sign-off. It's so awkward. You know, it's like those long goodbyes at family gatherings where you say farewell, then get caught in another conversation on your way out. Only with Zoom, it's your cursor that gets lost, not you. You wave, you smile, you say your goodbyes, and then you fumble around the screen looking for that elusive leave meeting button. It's like a digital hide and seek, isn't it? And heaven forbid if you're sharing your screen. Oh, the horror. The leave meeting button seems to have taken a vacation. You're left there, hanging in the virtual space, your face frozen in a weird smile while your brain screams, abort mission, abort mission. Then finally you find it. The leave meeting button. You click it, relief washing over you. But then, a pop-up. Are you sure you want to leave? Yes, Zoom. Yes, I am. Okay, now I'm really going. And let's not forget the Zoom wardrobe. It's the fashion trend sweeping the globe, the style statement of the decade. Here's the secret, folks. Upper half? Business. Lower half? That's right, party time. Welcome to the world of business casual mullets, where we are all business up top, rocking the blazers, the ties, the pearls, and down below, party central. Pajamas, shorts, heck, even your granddad's polka dot boxers. Who's gonna know? Unless, of course, there's an unexpected fire drill. It's a style that screams, I'm ready for that board meeting, but also ready for bed. A paradox, a dichotomy, a sartorial conundrum for the ages. It's the fashion equivalent of a mullet, hence the name, the Zoom mullet. So next time you're on a Zoom call, remember, you're not alone in your fashion choices. We're all sporting the Zoom mullet, the ultimate symbol of these weird times. I call it the Zoom mullets. Professional in the front, party in the back. Thanks for visiting the Quirky Chronicle channel. Be sure to leave a comment below about your zany Zoom call encounters. Until next time, folks, stay quirky.